Okay, so welcome to the demo class on full stack data analytics. So I'm to understand you're from MCA, right? And what fits for MCA are all the tech stack which are relevant. And so before we understand the tech stack and the MCA perspective, and let's understand the difference between science, engineering, and technology. Okay. See, when you discover something which is called absolute truth, for example, gravity, then you invent a coordinate system. Then you discover calculus, algebra, principles of geometry, then you discover other physical forces, or let's say electron. All these are science. Once you discover this, that doesn't change. Okay, correct, right? Will you ever see a different value for gravity? Because just because technology has increased now? No, right? Okay. Now, using these, when science interacts with environment, okay, our main goal of human psyche is control, okay, and optimization of energy, resources, time. You want a controlled optimization of energy, resources, and time using science. And that happens when you have a science interacts, when you are interacting with the environment, you will use the science to get this thing done, right? Technology comes up when you take all of this and you automate it where there is less human in loop. Okay, when you're trying to make automatic decisions. Making sense? So when science comes to engineering, these engineering designs, whatever is there, right? This, once you create an engine, let's suppose you create a car engine. The concept of this car engine is going to stay for at least 30 to 40 years. It won't change. The science behind car engine is thermodynamics, correct? The Carnot engine, thermodynamics. That won't change ever. But the implementation of science, which is the engineering part, once implemented, retains for 30, 40 years. The moment you come to the technology which is automating, or the technology which is automating the dashboard or nav system in the car, that is enabled by software, correct? Correct? This will change roughly about once in 5 to 6 years, because this is optimization. The entire economic money is here now. This, we as a country, we lost the time for this, because when this was happening, we were under British rule, correct, for around 200 years. But this happened, we just had become independent, we were just trying to grow food, than focus on engineering. But all those people who ruled us had the money from us, so they invested on engineering. And this is your industrial revolution. Then came the software revolution, where Indian engineers, where technology was easy, computers were within your hand, every home became a lab, every mind became a lab. Right? That's why technology-wise, we Indians, the adaptation of technology for Indians is high, and jobs are more in technology. Very less in engineering, where an Indian engineer will design some big plant, and very, very less where suddenly an Indian scientist is going to rediscover some mega truth about the universe. Making sense? We are here now. Okay? This has the tendency to change every 5 to 6 years, whether you like it or not. But what we are talking about, here is data analytics. Data analytics involves both science and tech. Because we first have to understand the science of data and the technology to analyze faster. This technology is already there. So how to do something is not a problem. Solved using your Python libraries. This is why to do something. This is thought. And every new problem has new data and has a new thought. This is why an analyst will get paid. This is where you're nobody is going to pay you for knowing how to do something, because ChatGPT will tell you today, right? When you have a particular question which is important, ChatGPT will tell you. In fact, ChatGPT will also assist you in understanding what to do when a data set is given like that. But you will have to talk to the ChatGPT in a very intelligent way. So, data analytics is it's a combination of both knowledge, I would say not only both, there are many aspects, knowledge, curiosity and skill. I think that pen, something which, say, knowledge, city and skill. Now, skill is by practice. Curiosity is within you. This we cannot teach. Okay, knowledge comes from mentorship, and mentorship needs a system where there are faculty, environment and a vision, and all of them is at Certisured. This is our organization, correct? Practice will be given by the environment, because the environment is created in such a way that you will practice. What you have to bring is curiosity. If you don't have curiosity, you will never ask the right kind of questions. But data analytics, curiosity about what is the question? Correct? Curiosity about what? Let's put data into perspective again. And I'm going to just not look at analytics now, I'm going to look at only data. Sorry? That's fine. That's enough. Did it stop? See, data, let's understand that somewhere an event has occurred. Something has occurred. Can you not collect the data of that? Yes. We can collect the data, right? Let's give two kinds of events. I'll just give you event 1. You filling a bank account application. Second event, you filling a survey form about road and safety. Where do you think you'll be more careful? No, filling the form. You're filling a bank account application. About you, whatever you're filling, you'll be more careful here, right? Right? Here, you'll give some name, some email ID, some yes or no, because you're in a hurry. But just because you're in a hurry, will you neglect the bank account application? No, sir. Because the effect of filling bank account is going to affect you. But effect of filling a survey form is not going to affect you. When this kind of data gets collected, it is usually well formatted. This data is usually noisy and chaotic. Correct? So, when there is noisy, chaotic data, well formatted data, you will use directly Excel, Power BI, Tableau, because it's already well formatted. You can directly go there. Because it is noisy and chaotic, we'll have to pre-process this data using programming language, which is the most important programming language, which is tuned for this kind of stuff, is so when we say full stack data analytics, we want you to be good at Python for data analytics, SQL, Power BI, Excel, all of this. This is what makes a full stack data analytics course. Because you don't know what kind of data your company is going to deal with. You'll do projects both on. You'll have context clearly in your mind, right? You will check. There are certain things to check. Whether the data is noisy and chaotic or well formatted. There are steps where you check that using Python. That's why you need statistical analysis. Because to check the chaotic and noisy nature of data, you need this. Otherwise, you will be thinking, why do I need statistical analysis here? If you have to tell somebody something, you have to need this. Correct? Now, shall we go a little deeper into data and event? So, when we say data and the event produces data, correct? Because you observe the data, so you record the data, correct? But this observation is done by very bad picture of correct human brain. And human brain has built systems like symbols, sound, numbers, all depending on feelings, right? So if you were to think, what is the main capacity of, what is the primary capacity of your human brain? The primary capacity of human brain is to feel or is to count. Either you are feeling something or you are counting something. Shall we think about it for a while? Don't you feel that our brain is only capable of doing these two things? Yeah, it is. If you reduce everything, can you not reduce every activity to feel and count in your life? Everything, your emotions, your future, your career, your decision, everything. Based on the feel and count you take decisions. You think about it. Keep this in your mind and think about it. Every decision you take is based on feel and count. And now you want this decision to be taken by computer. But the question is, do these computers understand feel and count? So if you had a chance to watch the other movie, video that I had sent you, did you?
Yes, sir.
So what is the computer equivalent of feel and count? Okay. Let's talk about the computer equivalent of. Computer is all about memory and the computer equivalent of data for feeling and counting. Feelings, you have characters, strings, correct? In counting you have integers or then using these two you will build a logic and then take decisions where conditions are satisfied. That's why you need to learn Python programming language. And then the data science aspect of data. If you see the data science aspect of data, data are of predominantly two types. Qualitative and quantitative. Okay. So your qualitative is mapped to and a quantitative is mapped to. So collecting, collating, analyzing, pre-processing of all of this data and the skill to do this is what you're going to be taught in full stack data analytics. And you have the brochure anyways, so you have seen the modules. Now you can understand that who would like to pay for this? Who would like to pay for a person who has these skills? Who would like to? That's the most important thing, right? Why am I going to study this? Who would like to? For this, we have to understand a very interesting stuff. Let me see. Okay, let me give you an example. Back in the time, there were kings, correct? Suppose a king wants to wage a war with a neighboring king. This king has decisions to make. He will ask whether are we strong in are we strong in weapons? He'll ask this too. Are we strong in this is the same repeat. Are we strong in economy, money? He'll ask this to minister. Then if both commander says yes, minister says this, then he is going to wage war. War is equal to yes. Okay, but it doesn't happen like that. One more person is there whom the king will consult. Because king is afraid. King thinks commander and minister both are saying yes, but there is something else, which is according to the king back in those times, they used to consult your astrologer to get more reinforcement for their decision, to get more validation for the decision. They would say astrologer, and then they have to get a yes from the astrologer saying all planets and position are favoring the war. Once this yes comes up, then the king will say yes. Correct. Now, replace the king by a CEO, right? Similar question. Are we, let's say CEO wants to buy a new company. Okay, question is, wants to buy a new company, right? Are we strong in weapons? Yes, financial minister will say yes, finance officers, CFOs will say yes, we have. Do we really need it? All that. But do you think that CEO is going to consult this? Right. Who else? Who's going to replace this? Analyst. Okay. That and this. So analyst is a new astrologer for decision making. Only this is very superstitious or no scientific backing, but this has scientific, mathematical backing, because you want to reduce risk in decision. That's why you need to get hired. And every company today has data, has a decision to make. Lots of decisions. Everything is data driven, right? So here the keyword is that's why somebody would like to hire an analyst. Okay? So, do you have any other questions? Right? You're okay?
Yes.
Fine. So, with that, we'll close the demo and we'll take it forward in a one-on-one session. Right? Thank you.